I would like to just understand the whole thing about the artist not being legally recognized.
Yeah.
So you're saying if you go to any official department or something and you say you're an artist as your profession, it's essentially the same as being unemployed.
Yes.
Which means you don't exist professionally.
Yes, yes. Because, even the status, I don't know how to say it, the statut.
Mm-hmm. Status.
Yes, it doesn't exist. Or even who is an artist? We don't know. If you know how to play guitar, are you an artist? There is no definition actually here, because there is no card, there is nothing. So if you go to whatever office, you say, I'm an artist, I'm a filmmaker. They don't understand.
That's crazy. And they classify you, because I understand that you meant to pay some tax, but not based on what you earn, because you're officially not earning any money.
Yes, yeah, because we don't exist legally, officially, an artist. We don't pay. Anyway, I pay nothing. Being a filmmaker, being a producer here, I pay something with the company, but this is the taxes for company. But myself, nothing.
That's crazy.
So
go for it.
And there was a kind of meeting with many artists, maybe 2 years ago or something, and we were discussing about the status of the artist. And the problem was, who is an artist? How you define the artist thing, actually? And it is a very long, debate, maybe for 1 week, to define who is really an artist or not. What is it
for you?
I think it is a way of living. It is a way of thinking. Being an art, for me, there is only 2 categories of people: artists and the others. And being an artist is a way of living. It is, you cannot, make a point, this. And even with my definition, this is complicated, actually. And when I was looking in what the French people made, they have a specific thing to, for example, to have the card of a producer. You should have made 3 feature film or something. So there is things to. So being a producer is having this card. But this is again another definition. But so with my definition, it is really complicated to have this status of artist here.
Yeah.
And so now we are talking about. We are still keep talking about everything about artists here, and the government, the cultural, the Ministry of the Culture. There is.
What are they doing? If not, what do they understand culture?
Showing up. Go to make it. There is. I think they show and. Most of the time, I am friendship with, once during 1 year we have like 3 minutes, it change very quickly. This is, I think, one of the problem as well, because there is no stability. Even if the person want to make things, want to do things.
No time.
Yes, he have no time, and he think to stay there the longest, So he just try to show up, to say, to tell the people that he is doing things, but in the reality there is nothing happen. Because of this, there is the political stability, even with the president, even with the story now, and other people, French country, the American, they are doing this. They want that there is this. There is this instability in the politics here, and so we need first to resolve this problem, and then the cultural thing.
Yeah. And also for a long time, there was no money coming into the country because of the political situation.
Yes, yeah.
But your festival has received...
We still do, yeah. In 2009, I think, or, yeah. We 2010, I don't remember. 1 week before the festival, we were talking about stopping, not to make this edition because they were, shooting everywhere. People killed each other, and one of the funny thing at that time was we have a documentary about les émeutes.
The riots?
Yes, about
like the fighting in the street.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we screened this film inside the French Institute, and outside people keep it was like you see on the screen what's happening outside, because I said, okay, we don't care, we make the festival is not politic, we still keep on doing this, even if there will be 2 people who came, we don't care. So we decided to continue, and we screened this film, and it was okay. It was like even, we have more people than the year before, because people came, because it was like the only one other things. At that, it was 2010 or 9, I don't remember.
That's crazy.
So it was really tough, it was really strange.
I imagine. Yeah. But it's amazing that the funding continued even after all of that political.
Because the most part of the funding came from the French embassy. And what I'm doing is, because they change every 4 years or something, every 2 or 4 years. So the first day that the new one came, I asked to have an appointment, and I say, okay, tell me clearly, do you want or not? Do you want to follow the project or not? Just yes or no. And hopefully, because they gave us like 15,000 euro. We have a budget, 150,000 euro to make the whole thing, and the French Institute give this part. But this 150, most of this is participation, exchange, service exchange. For example, the hotel, they gave us the room for free. But the amount, if we pay, so I put everything in the budget, and most of
and the international artists who come, they pay for their own trip. And
no, we invite everybody.
Wow, that's brilliant.
We pay for everything. This festival is we are paying for everything, and that's why I am asking to those people, at least to share something. Because you don't come here for tourists, or you come for cinema, so at least you share, and everything is for free. So the workshops, everything for free. So
but I'm sure most people are happy to share.
Yeah, and all of them, most of them, for example, there was a guy from Winterthur in Switzerland. I was to the Switzerland embassy here, and I say to the ambassador, to the men who were responsible, I say, I have this festival, I just want to have to screen Switzerland film, and to invite people from the country to talk about the cinema there, and to share. And the guy said, yeah, this is cool, and he gave us like 7,000 euro to invite and everything. And so I was Googling, Switzerland Film Festival. It was, I have many stories, just like, because I I didn't have a contact there, so I was, okay, Google.
The way you work is not typical for here, no?
No, I don't think so. So I saw the name, so I called the guy, say, this is a festival from Madagascar, and he didn't believe, he said, I want to invite you, we pay everything, and just screen some film and talk about the festival. He said, what? Send me an email, and so I sent an email. And when this guy came here and saw the motivation of the young filmmakers, he made more than we made an application for a fund in Swiss, and so he opened many things for us. And most of the people that I invite here are doing this for us, are working for the Malagasy filmmakers, especially this guy in Berlin. He for me, and last year we gave him the trophy for what he do for our filmmakers, because now the Ministry of Foreign Affairs there are paying for Malagasy to go there because of this guy and because of what we are doing here. And for me, this is amazing, that now people are involved and work for this, for our filmmaker. He just bring the two filmmakers, Malagasy filmmakers, to China to lead a workshop there. Wow. So it becomes, a serious thing. We are present everywhere now.
The Malagasy films, they are in Venice, and they are in Fribourg, and in Paris, and they're also at Festbako. Yeah. But I mean, there's only so many festivals in Africa. Yeah. And then there is the issue of language, because now it's French speaking or it's English speaking. Yeah. And I just, I'm curious what you think currently of the situation in terms of how filmmakers, African filmmakers, speak to each other, whether it's very much Francophone speaks, Anglophone speaks, and what you feel would be good to try and work on for the future, so to speak.
I think that because this is true that the Francophone and Anglophone. And for example, our reaction for that is now we have subtitle for French and English, so we can send our film everywhere. But in terms of partnership, it is easier, for example, for a Francophone country, for example, from Madagascar, to have partner with Francophone country, and most of my partners are Francophonie. We have other country, Anglophone speaking, but most of them are French speaking, because of we apply for subvention as well for fund, and we are eligible. We can apply most for the French speaking country as well, but we try to have partnership with other country. We tried, for example, to have a partnership with Durban Film Festival since a very long time. We talk every time that we met with Peter, when it was still Peter Rorvik who was the director. We say, we have to do something together. It didn't happen, most of them, because of the schedule of the festival first, and because of we are French talking, and South Africa is more Anglophone money. So the problem was that. But we tried. We sent people there to the Durban Film Art. There is a little connection. There is but the most important, for example, with my festival, we have partnership with the Berlin, for example, with Interfilm. They pay for the Malagasy filmmaker to come there and everything, but it is, I think, a special partnership, because the director of this festival came here and he saw what's happened. He saw the motivation of filmmakers. One of the, I can say, the victory of what we've made is with the Indian Ocean, with Mauritius, La Réunion, Comoros, Seychelles. Now we have a real partnership, we have a real exchange. So every festival, just 2 weeks ago, there was a film bazaar there, so everybody was there. And it was really interesting, you know, if there is something which happened in La Réunion, so we have, we know, we work together all the time. And I think this is also one of the important things that we've made. And even with, inside there is a FEPACI, this is a Federation of Pan-African Cinema. We create an office for Indian Ocean because of this partnership that we have.
What I've heard people say also, I don't know if it's a result of that, but that people not here won't necessarily say, "Oh, I'm an African." They will say, "I'm Malgache."
Yes, that is true. Yeah. Yes, and even La Réunion, Réunion people, I think it is a thing of island people. You know, I think it is an island continent actually. So yes, we are in the African part, but we are Malagasy. In Comoros, it is the same mentality. For them, they are not Africa. They Comorian. They say, and I think it is an island reflex or something, an island way of thinking. So we can understand each other, quickly because of this. Because even those guys who are making quite the same thing that me here, when we meet each other in Berlin or somewhere. We have this kind of automatic, way of thinking, and I think that helps as well. This relationship, this partnership.
What is your hope for the festival and for the film scene here?
For the festival, I hope that it lasts, the longer. Mm-hmm. I think that the cinema scene here need this festival. At least for 10 more years, to make things happen, and maybe after 10 years, maybe, I don't know. So, and for the filmmaking, just continue, because anyway we are doing this, so keep going like this, and maybe more easier to. And not to think that cinema is a big deal. This is, at least the Malagasy cinema for us, it is a way of, expressing ourselves. It is a way of living. It is a way of, we are not thinking that we are going to be rich, with the cinema. So, because some people in some countries, I have friends like this, for them, a film project is a way of building a house. And we are not thinking like this. We are just, now we are in a level that we just want to tell our story ourselves. Being a filmmaker here is not only to say cut action. It's not only making film. Because there is nothing. So, I think in most of the African country it is like this. You have to do other things. But my dream is, only to write my film, to shoot, edit, making my own film, and to do it forever. But this is a dream. This is utopic. This is not. It can be, like American or I don't know, those big director. But I already accepted that situation because now I make the festival, I direct the festival, I have my production company, and I make my own film. So cinema every day, but it's okay. It is quite exciting. Yeah. All of us, we are really. excited about because we are making a feature animation film. That will be the first. Everybody work for this project, and we want to show how we are telling our story, and maybe I think that there is a Malagasy way of making film now, and thanks to the camera and everything, we can tell our story ourselves. So we are going to do this.
And the internet.
Yes, internet is, I think,
because you distribute online now, don't you?
Yes,
not so much on DVD anymore.
Yes, we stopped making DVD. We put everything online, and so inside this global thing, the cultural Malagasy thing, there is a Malagasy way of telling a story.
How would you describe that?
This is a kind of, this is a concept. This is even this mura thing. This slowly. We are all the time making things slow, calm down. I think you can see it inside our movie. This way of, and we are trying to develop and to definir,
define?
Yeah, to define this.
Mais je suis dehors. Hein? Oui, je suis sortie. Je suis dans la rue, là.
Eh, tu connais la nouvelle?
Ouais. Vas-y, accouche.
Devine quoi? J'ai rencontré un gars génial.
Et tu l'as rencontré où, celui-là?
Oh, dans un petit café sympa, ambiance chaleureuse.
Eo amin'ny lafiny politika kosa dia efa 5 taona izay no zokantsika eo amin'ny fifidianana. Efa mikondro mafy ireo mpanao politika mba hahatongavantsika amin'izany. Fa nadadina natao namanay zora-boto. Eran-tany amin'ny taranja rehetra. Allô? Harry.
Mãe, não sabe o que é.
Sabe, tem uma aqui não atende. Você fica lá.
Eh oui, finit tous comme ça mon frère. C'est le cycle infernal de la vie, le crépuscule de l'ego, la fin du mois, l'apocalypse intérieur, la vie après la vie, l'au-delà. Tous ces mots résonnent dans ma tête. Et maintenant, place aux questions interdites. Où vais-je? Que sais-je? Qui suis-je? Où suis-je? Et quel est le sens profond de la vie? Et qui a gagné aux Jeux Olympiques en 2004? Pour répondre à tout ça, envoyez votre réponse au 033 00765 ou au 034 00765 et gagnez une fenêtre au parfum miel pour inspirer les abeilles des villes et en faire tout un film. Peter.
We're talking about reality. We're talking about, and I think it is the first step of a filmmaker to talk about what you see immediately. So most of the theme, the subject, are the reality. And now I think that all those films, because now we have more than 3 and even 400 short films. So all those films, they are not all, the chef-d'œuvre. But anyway, there are like 400 short films. And I think that the thing that it changed, that those films changed, is the way to, now we can see. So you have a little distance, with your reality. So you can think. I have an example for that, because we make a lot of open air screening.
Because there's no cinema.
Because there is no cinema. So once there was a woman with her children who came, poor, and the film was about people who live in, who sleeps in the streets in the night, and I think that woman was one of them. And after the screening, she said that she felt like she said in French, she said like je suis une pauvre. For her, before watching the film, she was not a poor people.
Oh, wow.
And when she saw this, she said, okay, I am a poor people, actually. Mm-hmm. And for her, this was like a déclic and she said, okay, I will try to get out of this situation.
That's incredible.
Yes. Because for her, it was normal to sleep there and I think this is one of the example, what the film can do. And this is again one of the, the Malagasy mentality. We never say no. We never say, we always say yes. Even if we think no, we always find a way to. This is a Malagasy mentality. But with that woman, I think that it was the first time that she could have a distance, and I think it works. We make film for that, for trying to change the mentality.
The fact that there isn't a cinema and that there aren't physical places hasn't inhibited the festival in any way. Yeah. And maybe, is there something that you've learned about audiences by having to screen open air and in public space?
Yes. Yeah. The way of watching film has changed with all the technology. Now most of people watch film with the laptop, and so we are trying to adapt as well. And the open air screening is always an experience. It is just the way you are watching the film. This is for me, watching a film is an experience. It is you watch a film in one way all the time. You can watch a film, for example, Citizen Kane. I've been watching this film maybe 100 times, maybe more, many, and every time I watched it, it is not the same. It is an experience all the time. So you can watch it in open air and in the car, and it is not the same feeling that you got, because making film is dealing with emotion. So I'm okay with that, but to be to be to have this official cinema, you know, this, because being in a room, watch, you know, regarder en haut.
To look up, yeah.
Yes, it is different. It is another feeling, and I think it is the most. It is the I'm making film for that. You know, I always remember when I saw my film in the big screen in the very first time.
Goosebumps.
Yes, because it was experiencing a different thing, and I want that the Malagasy people have this feeling. This is different. You don't have this in a concert, in the music. It is different. It is special, and it is just a way to s'évader, you know, to
escape.
Yes, to escape from the reality, and the complicated reality here. I think that people here need this kind of escaping.
Would you like to build a cinema house here in Tana?
Yes, yes. I have this project.
It would be in Tana.
Yes, the first step will be in Tana, and I have this project, and you know, because we are like, you know, like you know, a judoka. If you take a judo, you know, MMA for make this art martial, you know, a karateka guy, for example, they have a dojo, they have a, you know, a place, they have the dojo, but in the cinema we don't have, you know. We are making film, but we don't have a cinema, we don't have a... So even for the 100, you know, places, people, I don't care, but I think that we need something like this here, and work on it.